one of the biggest qualities of a leader that isn't talked about enough is how a true leader needs a lot of stamina. If your body is inflamed, if you're lethargic, bloated, you're not going to be able to lead your team with energy.
Holistic approach in terms of a life which really brought me where I am today.
People that are constantly gossiping, complaining, they're very passive aggressive. These are not people that are just harmless. You also need to audit those leaks because that is draining your social energy. You can actually change your brain by changing the environment that it's in, by changing what you feed your brain. Okay, everyone, I welcome you all formally to the Spark Experiential Life Lessons podcast. As you all know, I'm Anika Datta, director of Sanjeev Datta Personality School and a coach to high performers, decision makers, and of course, as I can see around in this room, the leaders of tomorrow. Today, we're talking about something that's deceptively simple, but once you understand that concept, it becomes transformative. What are you feeding your system? Because how you nourish your body, mind, emotions, relationships, all of these things, they directly affect and reflect in how you perform, how you grow, and how you lead. So, what we're doing is career acceleration TAM system. And if you want to accelerate your career, what this system tells us is that you need to start by auditing your inputs, not just your skill sets, but what do you feed your body, your mind, your emotions, your relationships, and even your physical space? Because your output is a function of your input, garbage in, garbage out. But just like it is in a car, right? What happens when you fill up a car with high quality fuel? You get high quality performance, right? So, what we're talking about is physical nourishment, the way you feast mentally, the way that you fuel your emotional and spiritual aspects, the way that you energize yourself through social energy and also your environment. Okay. So we have a bunch of director coach leaders telling us through their lived experiences about what they feed ourselves, what's their mental, social, emotional, and spiritual fuel. Okay, let's get started with Mr. Amitesh Roy.
Good morning, Anika, and good morning, you all. I am Amitesh Roy, and working as a senior bank manager in Regional Rural Bank at Gaya, Bihar, and I have a total experience of 19 years. And what I want to share about you about the system, the body system. I from the last February, I'm start meditating at 4:30 a.m. the spiritual meditation for 36 minutes. For 4:30 a.m. every day, 4:30 a.m. to 5 o'clock till 6 minutes, 5:06, I meditate. And it helps a lot me to become a calm person and become a person of who can control the. I always think in that way that one who controls his system, his own system, can control the system outside. So I have a very lots of works. I have a leadership roles, and I also I also work in tantrums with the regionals heads and the banks heads. In fact, so I work in that way, and it helps me a lot. And again, I have uh, browse of Sanjeev Sir's classes and all. One thing I have also added is that for the last 6 7 months, my wife always says that you are giving us less time on Sunday also. So I'm started giving them 1 hour from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, so that my personal life and the professional life didn't get distracted from me, and I can work better in a better way to achieve all the success in life.
Very nice. So spending time with your family is your way of feeding your relationships, your emotional fuel.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you, Mr. Amitesh Roy. Mr. Sreenivasan.
Thank you, Anika. And I am Srinivasan. I have over 23 years of industrial experience in manufacturing sector. I am always believe that my best is yet to come. So that's how I approach my day every day. And I start my day with the 10 random gratitude things which I am grateful for, where whatever, whoever it is, like even starting with security and the cab driver and the people who are serving in you in office and your team and colleagues, and also the class which we attend, even Sanjeev sir and team and everyone. I am grateful for so many things, and I run through this in my mind, and then I start with affirmations where I have written the affirmations for health, relationship, career, and money. All the four key areas of our life. The things which I want to achieve. Wrote those affirmations, which is already achieved like that. So I read those things, and also I listen the inner tune affirmations, which the many things, like say for example being assertive, how to become assertive. That's also one area which I am working, and also I do the meditation, short meditations for 5 minutes, starting with, and also during the day, also 3 to 4 minutes I practice meditations throughout the day, and energize my body, and by scanning my body and tapping the body parts, all the parts where we I energize the body, and also I do stretching exercises, and also I do these chakra meditation for 5 minutes, where we align ourselves and energy is getting aligned.
Hmm.
And then I do the visualization both for myself and also for the personal goals, as well as the professional goals, and also the for entire family. I have the visualization which I practice. And going to office, I listen audio books, which helps me a lot. And I also do the eye exercise, where we strain our eyes by looking at the screen throughout the day. So,
Hmm.
so morning and also the before going to sleep, I follow this. And before sleep also, I have the similar routine, like whatever may be the time, even it may be 11:30 or 12 o'clock, I do practice for 30 minutes before I go to sleep.
Okay, that's quite a lot of
Yeah.
things that you're getting done in your
Yes.
routine. That's commendable,
Thank,
you know.
thank you. Thank you.
And I think that I read it somewhere. I think it was a few weeks ago that I was reading an article where they said that one of the biggest qualities of a leader that isn't talked about enough is how a true leader needs a lot of stamina, right? And because you're constantly doing things, if your body is inflamed, if you're lethargic, bloated, you're not going to be able to lead your team with energy, right? So
100%.
that's where
Yes.
really understanding your physical nourishment, eating clean, hydrating well, moving daily is things that actually help you cool down your brain and give you more stamina to do more things and be energetic with everyone that you speak to. So stamina, like Sanjeev sir likes to mention Narendra Modi, where
100%.
this
Yes.
that man has so much stamina. He's always doing stuff, right? So I think that's something that isn't talked about enough. Thank you so much, Mr. Srinivasan.
Thank you.
Let's have a lady. I'd love to call upon Miss Sumi Dinkar.
Good morning, Anika. I'm Dr. Sumidiar. I have around 2.5 decades of experience in research and development and 10 years of experience in sports category. And I'm currently working for one of the reputed, top innovator companies in India. So for me, as you were rightly mentioned, there are holistic approach in terms of a life which really brought me where I am today. There were a lot of failures, but I could able to bounce back with these four important aspects. One is I start with emotional managing emotion is very very important. That's where my day starts at around 4:30 to 4:45, where I start with the soothing meditation with the left nostril breathing, which really calms down your mind. Followed by that, what I also do is I start looking at my mental aspect. So there is a training I have taken to understand how you can emotionally heal, physically heal, and mentally heal. I do those processes. Followed by that, I get into the physical aspect of it, because as you rightly said, if you are bloating, if you are obese, you cannot really have a high energy, right? That's where it is very, very essential for us to really focus on physical. In that aspect, what I basically do is, on an average, without fail, 7 days, I make sure I do some cardio plus yoga, right? Even as Sanjeev sir always says, if I can't do, at least I will do 7 minutes. That's my walk exercise at home, at least I do, so that I'm physically fit. And I also do the healing for the physical thing, which I have learned from a coaching. And followed by that, I also believe very strongly that, again, a lot of thanks to this specific course, what I'm taking as well, because social is also very, very important. I have enrolled myself for multiple trainings. On an average, in a week, I spend more than 9 hours on my personal as well as technical training, through which I can really, learn and also teach my employees, because as I was mentioning, I manage more than 100 researchers. That's where I work with more than 7 different businesses to cater them in a different aspect. So that's where social also very, very important. But social, when it comes to job versus when it comes to external, is two different things, which I learned in this training as well. And that is where I'm focusing on, taking a coaching. Thereby I really connect with multiple people, understand them, and also I share my experience. So as a whole, my day starts at 4:30 and ends up in the night, and I cook myself, and I also take care of my diet, so that I am having a sufficiently good diet. One of the things which I achieved, where I'm very proud, is from last couple of months I started focusing more on reducing my weight, and I am successfully reduced around 3 kg, which is really a good
That's
thing for me,
commendable.
where I feel really comfortable. And last but not least, I also do the gratitude journaling, which helps me to keep my energy very high. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. I have a question for you, actually. I mean, you said that you wake up at 4:30 and 4:45. Now, as somebody that likes their sleep and needs sleep to function, I'm asking for advice. I know this just sounds like, something that you do. I mean, even Mr. Amitesh Roy mentioned that he wakes up so early. Now, when do you sleep and how do you get the time and the energy to be able to do this?
See, that's what one of the panel in the breakout session also they asked me. But
Yeah.
for me, I have learned one technique called time bending. Again, it's learned from one of my coaches, Dr. Meghna Dikshit's course. I take it, and I have really improved rewiring my brain. Basically, see, on an average, because of my age, probably I have whatever time I sleep, my alarm in my mind comes up between 4:30 to 4:45, irrespective of it. I never put an alarm. Okay. Other thing is, I learned time bending, which is like, even if I'm sleeping at 12 o'clock, I bend it back so that my mind feels that I am having a 7 hours of sleep.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much. And as Ms. Sumi mentioned as well, having that social aspect to the way that you feed yourself is so important, because your circle can either fertilize your growth or it can feed even more into the fears that you have. Because if you surround yourself with people who simply don't support you, don't just support you, but they also stretch you. They make you see horizons that you haven't experienced before. That can include mentors, can include people that are growth oriented, the people that communicate really well. But at the same time, I would also ask everybody, audit not just the kind of people in the positive sense, but also in the negative sense. Because if you see people that are constantly gossiping, complaining, they're very passive aggressive, these are not people that are just harmless. You also need to audit those leaks, because that is draining your social energy. It's like eating junk food. If you eat emotional junk food every day, and then you wonder, oh, why do I feel drained? Why am I not growing? Because you haven't been auditing your leaks.
One last point I want
Yeah.
to make is
Yeah.
specifically, I listen to a lot of motivational TED Talks, which
Mm.
keeps my energy into very high. That works me like really, really a fuel. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Amazing tips. Let's go to Mr. Ravi Manocha.
Good morning and good afternoon, and thank you very much for giving me the opportunity again. I am Ravi Manocha. I have an experience of 23 years in automotive sales, and I've worked through three major client companies of operating in India and global atmosphere. So my talk today is regarding the kind of a model which I've developed for myself, which I've gathered through what I do, because then I try to frame it work, and then it end up becoming a kind of a relative model, which is DPSD. So what the DPSD is, developing myself, which is foremost activity which I have to do, and the second is being physically fit. The third is being spiritually fit, and at the end, which is very important aspect, is developing others. So what I do in this DPSD model is, while I mentioned very briefly on the first aspect, is developing myself. As others said, that I listen to a very positive content, which is related to spirituality, which is related to the positive talk, which is related to the people's their life experiences. It happens through books, through audio books, and also through the podcasts. So, and I do most of them when I'm actually traveling, because I'm in a traveling job. Even when I am stationary at my place, I travel almost 3 hours a day, and these 3 hours gives me a lot of opportunity to listen to this kind of positive areas which can help me in development. Being physically fit, also hacks which I've shared last time also. uh, I leave my car 2.5 kilometers before my office. From there I walk, that give me 5 kilometers of a walk. I also leave my car when I enter into my apartment. It gives me almost 2.5 kilometers of a walk. So that ensures that I do at least 7,000 steps a day. And the mantra which I've acquired about a couple of months ago is leave the lift. I shared with the other colleagues. So the LTL is written over in my room, in my office. Means that any time I have to step up and step down, I use the staircase. I shared with other colleagues that every flight of a stair, which is almost 10 steps, give you a workout of 100 steps while you walk. So, 3 or 4 or maybe 7 to 8 flights a day will give you a good cardio. That, I even don't know when I do cardio during my day. Being spiritually fit, as I shared, I have my set routines. I did many programs. I did Mansa yoga. I did Art of Living, Sudarshan Kriya. I did Yoga Kriyas. So all these learnings I've taken from multiple places, I do at my comfort. So I uh, honestly don't follow them every day, but I try to incorporate some of the elements every day in my life. Then the last and the foremost area, which was there in somewhere in the corner of my mind, always is developing others. But it is becoming more reinforced after joining this program. So recently, last week, I offered my HR to train the set of new management trainees who have joined in my organization. I see they're not much aligned, and they're also looking for some kind of mentorship. So I'm going to offer 15 every fortnightly 2 hours session on their development. I have a coaching sense. I do coach people on the job. That OJT I've been doing with my team in my team meetings, but I'm going to take that move formally now. So that's how I follow the principle of DPSD in my life today. Thank you.
Incredible. You're always giving us these amazing tips, and I really, really admire the way that you have kind of created your own life. Amazing. Okay. Let's have Harshit.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, everyone. So my name is Harshett, and I have been working in IT industry for 3.5 years. Yeah, that's correct. Only 3.5 years for now. So I believe that a healthy mind and body is absolutely necessary for success in any phase of life.
Hmm.
So for the starters, like in the morning, I start my day with gym, and which helps me reduce my stress levels, reduce the anxiety, and reduce overthinking at a holistic level. And I have been constantly being part of workshops, not just Sandeep Datta sirs, but like during the time frame, I have been joining some small seminars, workshop, and I had noticed that whatever results I'm getting, those are short-lived. I see growth, and then after some time, it dies down. I recently heard a podcast where the speaker made a beautiful analogy between how our soul is as well as a room, basically a clean room with a window. What he mentions is like, as long as you keep cleaning one part of the room each and every day, your room will always remain clean. But once you stop it, like leave it for a week or so, you'll see dust in the room. Same was the case with me or anyone who like takes a seminar, does it for a short period of time, and then sees the improvement, and then the improvement dies down. So that was one of the major reasons I joined this as well. And also, I had some issues with basically debating. I won't say debating, but logically convincing people. So I've been learning how to speak better, how to express myself better, how to use hand gestures, and basically the Dapper modules. And also, basically, I use ChatGPT to create a plan for me to increase basically my logical debating skills. So daily, every day in the morning, I ask myself few set of questions like, did I share my opinion and how did I feel while sharing my opinion? And I also try to debate a small topic in which I sometimes speak against it and sometimes speaks for it. And apart from it, like there's a book, Nine Pillars of Self-Esteem, which is one of the like in the starting, I feel, which is one of the fundamentals which empowers you to speak yourself. No matter if you're correct or not correct, you should at least speak, you should express your opinions matter. So that I'm doing, and I believe the rest, what I'm learning and gaining from Sanjeev Datta sir's workshop, the basically internalization that I'm having going through the workshop, that's commendable. So these things I do, gym for body as well as all the other things which I mentioned for the soul. That has
That's
been working
fantastic.
wonders for me.
That's fantastic. And I see that a lot of self-work has been going into you, and that's actually very, very commendable. What really stood out to me was how Harshit trains his mind through so many different things, reading books, watching podcasts, doing workshops, short courses, right? So these are ways, because your mind is a muscle. It responds to what you feed it. I'm sure you've all heard of the term neuroplasticity. You can actually change your brain by changing the environment that it's in, by changing what you feed your brain, because your brain is plastic. It keeps changing through experiences. So leaders, they read, watch podcasts, they read books, they do short courses, even if it's 5 pages a day, or one deep conversation that you're having with someone about a topic, about a current affair, about life. These can also change the trajectory of the way that you think. So I always like to ask, again, it's about auditing. A beautiful way that Harshit just mentioned is auditing the work that you're putting into yourself. It's like always cleaning your room. So whenever you don't clean your room, you leave it dusty. So you always need to keep auditing and ask yourself, what is my brain snacking on daily? Right? Because I told you, it's junk food slows down the body, just like junk thoughts can stall your mind, can stall the way that you think. So that's really, really nice. And I also like this particular format because it gives us so much of diversity in terms of the age range and the career and the industry that all of you are in. So I'm sure when somebody watches this, they can relate to at least one person. That's what this diversity of thought and this discussion is bringing to light for me. Let's go to Mr. Samba Sankaran. We are coming closer to our ending time, so let's focus on a little bit of brevity and
Yes,
really just the takeaways.
yeah. Good morning, madam. Good morning, giving me the opportunity. Good morning to all. My name is Samba Sankaran. I am working as a construction company last 34 years. I am leading one of the project head, 2000 crores project head, with a team of 250 plus staffs. My routine life, I wake up 4:30 in the morning, as I shared earlier also. Then I take bath, I do meditation, I do clean my house and clean the dustbin, put it down, and help my wife in doing the cooking. Then I do some other housework and do puja, those things. Apart from that, I do hear the positive affirmations every day morning. That will see whatever for me is our body is like a computer. You can relate to the computer. Computer has a CPU, a RAM. RAM is a random access memory, and there is a feeding mechanism keyboard. There is a mic. There is a speaker. Whatever you feed, it will give since outside. So whatever you hear, that is going to the bio memories of the body. This is going to create your future. So always hear good things. The mind is like a fertile soil. Whatever feed is going to grow. So like earlier, Madam said, it's a junk information should not feed into the mind. First of all, I hear music. I hear meditation music. I hear this reciting devotional songs. I do speak mantras. Then I tell people every day. I teach people what are my learnings. I call people. I'll tell what is to be done. I teach my subordinates what are things to be done. Okay, in the routine life, I meet nearly more than 20 to 25 vendors every day. I have to sign about 50 plus documents from payment vouchers. I have to do many approval on the computer SAP, purchase orders and the purchase request. And I have to have the scheduled meeting at least 4 in a week. I have to unscheduled meeting at least 5 in a week. Then routine life, it goes up to 11 o'clock, take me for sleep. For me, I cool myself by doing meditation. I read books. I since 2010 I started reading books like Secret, The Magic, this 24-hour turnaround, and this the power of our subconscious mind. I learned the meditation through my Guruji, systematic, the guided meditation. Everything when I relate, all related about mind. What you hear, what you talk, what you see is going to outcome of your manifestation of your life. So always I take the positive things and speak positive only. Then somebody asks, how are you? I say, I don't say fine. I am very good. I am super. This is the word comes in my mind last 15 years. Anybody sees by seeing me, by they laugh at me and yes, I am super. They themselves, they're super. This is how I create people around me also. And they used to talk to me, sir, how you are able to very cool. It's such a pressure. That's this big responsibilities. I said, I don't know. I am being myself as is. I don't mind what other things about me, but I am very particular about I want, because in the past I was thinking the personalities, the person's height, weight, those things. That was worrying myself for some time, because I am 148 centimeter height only. My weight is about only 54 kilo only. If I stand among the people, I will not look like very short. People cannot think I am a big boss. So sometimes I don't go along with people. Even I avoid taking photographs because I look very short. So last one of the staff, he was retirement. I was there, and they were putting this call learning, those things. He's a very tall person, and that function is everybody laughing that I am doing to this. Then that person told me, sir, you stand on the chair and put this mala. They told me. I told him, you sit in the chair, I'll put. So among them, he said, I'll put it. Then he sat and put the mala there. So I make the environment very humorous. People around me very happy. I never became angry. If angry, that person cannot be in the company. That's what I also told many persons. I will never get angry. And I come back and get back immediately. I will not have the same emotion all along. Within 10-15 minutes, I'll be a normal person. That's how people likes me, and they come to me any strong solutions. They are around the company. The talk is that, sir, people are talking that if you are thinking about any problem for 3 days, you will not get a solution. Go to Samba Sankaran, sir, you will give me 10 minutes. Within 10 minutes, give the solution. People comes to me, and I cannot go to any one person to give solution. I am the ultimate person. I have to give a solution. It comes to me in immediately. The spontaneous comes to me. This is based on it's my mind. Let us be said like that. I pray. I do meditation. I do every day morning. In the morning, I do a lot of meditations. In that pranayama.
We're running out of time, Mr. Samba Sankaran. We
Yes,
also
yes.
have to.
I do. Yes. I do pranayama, this meditation, then visualization, those things for the job, family, all the stops, or for the country also. I visualize this country as very peace and calm also. This every day I'm doing it. I'm very happy and healthy. I think that over to you, and time is running short, as you said.
Thank you so much. That was you're amazing. Absolutely superb, Mr. Samba Sankaran. There's so much to admire and respect about what you do. And what I really took away from it was your routine is your best friend. So if you want consistency, then your routine also needs to be pretty consistent. That's something that Mr. Samba Sankaran has been doing every single day of his life. And secondly, what really stood out to me was how loving and accepting he is of himself. He knows exactly who he is, and he is his authentic self with everybody. And I think that's admirable. Thank you so very much. Okay, I would love to go to Miss Priya Fonseca.
Thank you so much, Anika, for giving me this opportunity. I'm Priya Fonseca, and I have been in the aviation industry for more than 20 plus years. And I've worked with three major big airlines, so it's been a really great pleasure. And so over the years, with this 20 plus experience, I have these ups and downs, and I've really learned to reflect on myself as to what is that I require, or how does Priya Fonseca need to live her life. So in this kind of thought process, I have come with a model for myself, and that is just a simple model, which is called as the AIR model. That's the AIR model. So for me, AIR means it's just being aligned, being ignited, and reflect. Now, align is for my mind, igniting for my body, and mind is for my reflect is for my heart. So what I do is very simple. I have just tried to create a morning routine for myself, just with stillness. So that aligning of my mind is in the morning, which I just sit still. I do not speak anything. I just don't want to think anything, because I know that my life, like, my day is going to start with a lot of noise and chaos and everything around it, which I also love. Okay. But at the same time, I love to be a little bit quiet for myself. And I say a gratitude prayer, just thanking that, I have got up in the morning, listen to the birds chirping, because that's really my favorite. I love to listen to that music of birds chirping. And fortunately, I have some trees around. So that's, again, I'm being very grateful to God that I have that kind of a notion. And I align my thoughts to what is my value and what is my purpose. And I do this every day, so that it gives me a sense of understanding as to how do I, align my mind, that's me, and how I connect with that silence. So that's the first thing. The second is igniting my body. So how do I do that is very simple. Maybe a walk sometimes, not every time, but a light stretching. I've listened to my mother, who's always been pushing me to get my yoga or my meditation done. So I've started doing meditation, and that's helped me a lot when I really go to when I open to the office and I go into the outside, so that it gives me a kind of clarity also, not about intensity, but also that movement, which fuels my presence, my flow of my mind. So again, this mindfulness of igniting my mind as well as igniting my body. And last but not the least, reflecting on my heart, that I'm really very mindful now that the people whom I'm with, I am surrounded. I like to be surrounded with the energies which align with my energy. Of late, I have known that, and particularly, I think when you are into that mode, you tend to understand each and every person's energy, and you know exactly that you need to be with that person or you do not need. Is that really important? Sometimes you need to, obviously, because in a professional background, but also at the same time, how to stop that chaos coming into you. So that's where I actually find that connection. So I acknowledge that, I feel that connection. And obviously, with that kindness, with whatever my parents have taught me, always having that kindness towards yourself as well as to others. So affirmations, giving that kind of a nod to yourself, that you have done your best, pat on your back sometimes, because sometimes you do not get it from others. You need to do it for yourself and work towards it. And again, the last but not the least, writing a journal. In the end of the day, writing something which you have done best, what you learned from that day, or something which you think you can improve on. And then again, I start my day with again the air model. So yeah, that's been my routine, and I feel that really have worked wonders for me. And over the course of time, probably I may learn more and start installing something different again. Thank you so much.
What a beautiful way of going about it. Incredible. I loved listening to you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have time for one or two more people. I would like to pick people that haven't spoken before. Mr. Manish Negi.
Hello everyone. So my name is Manish Negi, and I've been in the automotive industry from 11 years. So my experience for this spirituality and physical fitness. So these two things I can say, for if you are physically fit, then only you can take care of your other people also, like your family and your job. So that is should be there first of all. And in that case, I just go to that is my routine. Evening I always go to gym before coming to room. Like from office I leave and then I go to gym and then I enter into my home. And for sleeping point of view, I will say I also used to wake up 5:30, and I do meditations and then fresh up myself and bathing and get ready for the cab, because there's a routine of our office that we have to log in 7:30. So in that way, I can say my sleeping also, I think from past, I'm sleeping 5 hours and 4:30. Sometimes I never sleep more than that one. And that is, I understand by myself, I can say it's only mindset. If I want to sleep, I can sleep that time. And even in case sleep for 30 minutes also, even for 15 minutes also, if I sleep, then I can be charged up by myself. So, and sleep is like, it should be an award for ourselves. I believe that it should be an award. Like if you are sleeping, then you should know that you have done something. Now it's an award for you that you have to sleep now. So that is that is from myself.
You're quite the hustler, I must say. That's admirable. I really, really appreciate you speaking up, Manish, and I really appreciate the input as well. Mr. Madhu Vrata, I thought that yours, because you do feed yourself very well spiritually. I was curious to hear this point of view. Go ahead, please.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you for opportunity. Yeah, you are expecting that, I speak. Actually, being introvert, I have not spoken. So that is the reason I have to, join this course. Definitely, I have a content. So just before this joining this community, for a brief time, I had joined one more community. There I understood, yes, I got a potential, I can understand and I can improve. First thing I would like to tell you about my lifestyle. So it's well defined. Those who know about ISKCON. Our day starts early morning. 4:30 is the Mangalarti time. So I get up early, 3:30 a.m. I'll get up and we get ready and we attend Aarti. Then we do chanting, Hare Krishna mantra. Then one more set of Aarti is there. Then Guru Puja, Kirtan, Hare Krishna mantra Kirtan. There we dance. So then, Bhagavatam class. Then we get into our service. My service is now temple construction. That is also one, I would say it's a miraculous thing. Like I'm not having a background. My background, I did chemical engineering, Manipal.
Oh, wow.
But my service is now construction.
It's completely different.
Totally. Yeah. So people, just recently I contemplated on this point that continuous learning, it's happening with us automatically. Like I did engineering, then I switched to spirituality. So since 18 years, I'm in this journey. So immediately I started reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam and scripture. So that is a different new learning. And now my service demands that construction. And also for your information, we are coming up with a world tallest temple in Vrindavan. It's a 2,000 crore project. I'm happy, or I'm blessed to be part of this great mission as a vice president for this project.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. How do you feed your mind and your body? Do they also at ISKCON have some, some directives for that?
Yeah. See, I'll tell you, actually, I was, see, after my engineering, even during engineering also, I'm very introvert. I've had no friends, actually, practically no friends, not less friends, no friends. And actually, if you heard about Manipal is a good place, a lot of North Indians comes there, and
I'm
yeah,
aware.
but I am not mixed with them. So but I not read any books, and other than or textbooks. So recently I started reading that book, self-help books. So it's very, very enlightening. And
Amazing.
in that one point I went through is HRMSC. H is meant for health, R is relationship, M is money, and S is spirituality, and C is career. I was just doing audit myself. Is that I am doing anything? Is that these are requirement is fulfilled in my life? Say H is health. Okay, touch wood, by Lord's blessing. And since 18 years joined, I have not taken any medicine except corona vaccine. So that's I say it's a blessing.
Wow. So that means you're really auditing what you're putting into your body, your health, your immunity.
Yes,
That's
very,
incredible. I've
very,
never
very.
heard that before. I had a medicine yesterday.
Yeah, little bit
Great.
of
So,
maybe fever may come, this it will go away because immunity is
right.
there. Ultimately,
That's
actually
incredible.
not a medicine will cure. Actually, there are other things also.
Of
Body has to
course.
respond to it. So if it is,
What about your relationship? Since you mentioned you're an introvert, how are you doing the R?
yeah. So relationship, I was thinking, what kind of relationship with whom what I have? See, we join ISKCON from different culture. Okay, so we say say ashram, brahmacharya ashram. We are around say 150 devotees from a different background, and we stay together, live, dine together. We have a wonderful relationship. And compared to the people outside, I'm just sorry to mention this. Yeah, I remember, our family, like a joint family. But now I hardly find any joint families. Even, husband-wife relationship also, like, not going so well. So when I compare that, yes, we got a very good, wonderful relationship with our mentors, the spiritual mentors, with the juniors, with the equals. Everybody, we have a wonderful relationship.
Great.
So
Great.
that is taken care. And
Okay.
yeah.
We also have to wrap it up because I have a
Yeah,
class in
okay.
another
Then
10 minutes. But thank you so much. Those were some amazing insights and a completely different worldview, right? It's something that I wouldn't have experienced for myself, but through Mr. Madhu Vrata, I was able to. So I think that's what's really important. So let me just wrap this up. Thank you so much, everybody, for such amazing routines that you share, amazing practices and habits that you've cultivated. And for anybody who's feeling stuck or distracted or stagnant, you know, you need to start by by auditing your inputs. I think that's what we've all learned today. Create routines for yourselves that work. Take out time for each of these little things. We've mentioned so many models today that people have created for themselves. So it's really time to tune yourself up and understand what you're feeding your body, your mind, emotions, environment, because that's where real career acceleration happens. Okay. And if anybody would like a deep dive into their own blocks, strengths, their growth roadmap, you can definitely book a 1:1 consultation with our team. And the link is in the description. Thank you, everybody, for listening. This was an amazing one and very close to my heart. And I would like to take your leave now. Thank you very much.